Japan, often called the land of the rising sun, has a story as captivating as its landscapes of cherry blossoms, snow-capped mountains, and bustling modern cities. Nestled in the Pacific Ocean, this island nation has carved its identity through centuries of tradition, resilience, and transformation. The story of Japan is not merely about its rulers and wars, but also about its spirit, one that embraces harmony, discipline, and innovation. The story of Japan begins with myths and legends. According to Shinto belief, the islands were created by the gods Izanagi and Izanami, and the Japanese imperial family is said to descend from the sun goddess Amaterasu. Archaeological evidence, however, shows human habitation dating back over 30,000 years. The Jomon people, who lived from around 14,000 to 300 BCE, left behind pottery, tools, and traces of a society deeply connected to nature. By the Yayoi period, 300 BCE, 300 CE, Japan began adopting agriculture, metal tools, and early forms of social organization. Rice cultivation became the backbone of Japanese society, shaping its economy and culture for centuries to come. The Asuka and Nara periods, 6th–8th centuries, marked Japan's first steps into statehood. Inspired by China, Japan adopted Buddhism, a writing system, and centralized governance. The capital was established at Nara, where magnificent temples like Todaiji still stand as symbols of devotion and artistry. By the Heian period, 794 to 1185, Japan began developing its own cultural identity. The capital moved to Heian-kyo, modern-day Kyoto, and the aristocracy flourished. Literature blossomed, with The Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu, often considered the world's first novel. Court life revolved around poetry, fashion, and rituals, creating a legacy of elegance that still influences Japanese aesthetics today. As the power of the imperial court declined, warrior clans rose to prominence. The samurai, bound by the code of Bushido, the way of the warrior, became the backbone of Japanese society. The Kamakura shogunate, 1185–1333, marked the beginning of feudal Japan, where shoguns held military power while emperors remained symbolic rulers. For centuries, Japan faced internal strife, wars among rival clans, and invasions such as the Mongol attempts in the 13th century. Despite chaos, the samurai spirit thrived, emphasizing loyalty, honor, and discipline. These values would echo throughout Japanese history, influencing not only warriors but also the nation's approach to challenges. In the 17th century, under the Tokugawa shogunate, Japan entered a period of peace and isolation, known as the Edo period, 1603–1868. Foreign trade was restricted, Christianity was banned, and Japan turned inward. While the world advanced through exploration and colonization, Japan focused on stability and culture. By the mid-19th century, Japan's isolation could no longer withstand foreign pressure. In 1853, in the spring of 2025, the streets of Tokyo buzzed with life. Sakura petals drifted through the air, covering walkways in a soft pink blanket, while neon signs lit up the skyline. Japan had always been a country of contrasts, ancient traditions, standing tall beside cutting-edge technology. And in 2025, this balance was more vibrant than ever. After the challenges of the early 2020s, Japan had entered a new era of growth. The government focused on digital transformation, renewable energy, and robotics, while preserving cultural heritage. Cities became smarter, powered by clean energy, with AI-driven transport making life easier for millions. Yet in the countryside, the sound of temple bells and the rhythm of rice planting reminded everyone of the timeless spirit of Japan. One remarkable development was Japan's leadership in robotics. In 2025, service robots were not just tools but companions. In Tokyo's Shibuya district, cafes employed humanoid robots to serve customers, greet tourists, and even perform traditional tea ceremonies. Rather than replacing culture, technology was being used to protect it. Elderly citizens, who formed a large part of Japan's population, received care from both human nurses and advanced robots, ensuring comfort and dignity. Tourism also thrived. Millions of visitors came to experience the fusion of old and new. Kyoto's ancient shrines, glowing under lantern light, Osaka's bustling street food markets, and futuristic bullet trains that now connected, even remote regions at incredible speeds. The Expo 2025 in Osaka became a symbol of Japan's vision, designing future society for our lives. It showcased innovations in sustainability, space exploration, and human well-being, attracting thinkers and dreamers from across the globe. At the same time, Japan embraced its responsibility toward nature. In Hokkaido, reforestation projects restored ecosystems, while coastal areas developed advanced sea walls and renewable tidal power to combat climate change. Japanese architects also pioneered wooden skyscrapers, eco-friendly towers, blending tradition with sustainability. But what made 2025 truly special was the spirit of the people. Despite technological advancements, Japanese society continued to cherish values of respect, harmony, and perseverance. Young entrepreneurs launched startups that combined AI with traditional crafts, preserving centuries-old techniques in a digital age. Artists experimented with virtual reality kabuki performances, drawing global audiences while keeping the soul of the art alive. One evening in April, as fireworks lit up Tokyo Bay, families, tourists, and even service robots gathered by the water. The celebration marked Japan's vision of hope, a society where innovation did not erase tradition but strengthened it. The fusion of past and future created something uniquely Japanese, beautiful, resilient, and inspiring. By 2025, Japan had shown the world that progress and tradition need not be opposites.